Hey guys, this is Dave with Audio In. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Luan, which is Sivga's newest full-size open back headphone. Now, I'm a huge fan of the Sivga SV023, and I think it's an excellent value in terms of not only its design, but also its tuning and even its technical capabilities. Of course, the SV023 is priced at $499, the Luan is priced at $359, so it may not quite perform at the same levels of the SV023, but we're gonna see how close it does come. But first, let's go over what's included in the box with Luan. Of course, we have the headphones themselves. It also comes with a similar case as what's included with the SV023, a detachable cable, and also a carrying pouch, and then finally a 3.5 to 6.35 adapter. As for the price, design, and specifications, as I had mentioned in the opening, the Luan is priced at $359. It has an open back style design and uses a fairly large 50mm dynamic driver with a nickel coated diaphragm, although the coating is actually only on the outside edge of the diaphragm. It has a fairly low impedance of 38 ohms and a sensitivity of 100 dBs, which means it's going to be pretty easy to drive even with a laptop or phone, although I would still recommend at least a decent USB dongle if you want them to give you better performance. As for the design and build of the Luan, it's excellent at this price in my opinion. The outer part of the housing is made from CNC carved real wood, and the headband is constructed from machined aluminum. The headband is very sturdy. It maintains good levels of flexibility. The padding on the headband is skin friendly, velvet, and quite comfortable, as are the ear pads. The sliders are easy to adjust, but once adjusted, they do a really good job of staying in place so they don't slide out of place during longer listening sessions. Now, if I did have one nitpick, it would probably be the cable. Because while the build quality is really good, I do wish they would have offered a balanced option like they did with the SV023s. And as for the case, while maybe having a questionable shape to its lower half, generally looks and feels high quality. But more importantly, it's hard on the outside, but soft and roomy on the inside, which means it's going to perform its main function well, which is protecting your headphones. And it also provides some additional space for the accessories. But the bottom line is Sivga once again went above and beyond with Luan's design, build, comfort, and accessories. And it's hard to find anything to complain about, especially given the $359 price. Okay, let's talk about the sound of the Luan. The overall sound signature is what I would consider to be neutral and having a fairly smooth upper, mid, and treble presentation. So its tuning is quite safe, it's unaggressive, and it should appeal to a fairly broad spectrum of consumers. But if you look a little closer, starting with the bass, this is probably my least favorite aspect of the Luan's tuning because it does seem to be lacking slightly in terms of bass and sub-bass quantity. And I also did notice some sub-bass roll-off as well. So most likely the Luan will not satisfy those who are desiring a little more bass presence and definitely not bass heads. That being said, it does have bass, it's just a little more on the polite side. And I do wish there was a little more sub-bass rumble to support the rest of the bass frequencies. Now, the good news is as you move up the frequency spectrum, things improve dramatically in terms of clarity and realism because the Luan's mid-range is tuned really well and delivers not only a nice, spacious presentation, but also a very natural presentation as well. So instrument and vocal timbre is excellent for this price range. However, because of the lack of that lower mid and mid bass presence, instruments that land within that area of the frequency spectrum can sometimes come across as lacking in note weight and sound, maybe a little light in their presentation, in my opinion. Then as you move out of the mids into the treble, that sense of spaciousness and clarity that you have in the mid-range carries through really nicely, adding to the Luan's overall open presentation. And because of the tuning approach they took with the treble and the mids as well, the higher stringed instruments and cymbals have a more smooth presentation and never come across as harsh or piercing. And again, I would describe the overall presentation as being more relaxed, unaggressive, and inoffensive. Now, as for technicalities, I would consider the Luan to be good for its price in terms of soundstage with imaging, clarity, which, again, I would attribute much of that to the way they tuned the upper mids and treble, again, having a more open presentation. But to summarize my overall experience with the Luan, I would say the positive sound attributes that stood out to me the most were its mid-range clarity and treble clarity, and just how open and spacious the overall presentation was. The only areas I felt didn't quite satisfy me were its bass and sub-bass quantity. I also felt the overall presentation lacked just a little bit in terms of dynamics and its general engagement. Now, all that said, I still feel that the Luan performs way above its price point in virtually every other category. So its general tuning, technical performance, build, comfort, design, the accessories, everything. So despite those deficiencies that I had mentioned, I think the Luan is a great headphone, just an overall excellent package for the $359 price. And again, that makes it a very easy recommendation for me. So that concludes my review of the Sivga Luan. If you're new to my channel and you like my videos, please take a minute and hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this review. Please like this video. Please share this video. I hope you have an awesome day.